Yeah, so as soon as I could, I called Trent over here because we got a special update from the National Hurricane Center saying that hurricane hunters have found wind speeds up to 155 miles per hour. Trent, that is significant.
It's very significant because you look at the Saffir-Simpson scale, and when we started our coverage this morning at 4 a.m., we had seen winds of 120 miles per hour at a Category 3. It had maintained there all night. We've been talking here over the last 12 hours or so about this eye wall replacement cycle, and what happens with the storm is the eye wall replaces itself. It's that simple. And as it undergoes kind of a reconstruction around the center, usually the storms weaken a bit before they start to ramp up the intensification. It didn't weaken. It stayed at 120. And then the hurricane hunters got in there this morning, and you and I saw it jump up 20 miles per hour. We questioned it enough that we doubled and triple checked the data, but there was a 11 millibar drop in the pressure as well. And now the strength of the hurricane went from 120 to 140 to 155.
155 is where we are right now.
Just to give you an idea, that is a strong Category 4. 157 starts Category 5. You will never notice the difference of 2 miles per hour. This is a devastating, if not catastrophic storm at the moment, sitting just off our coastline. I can't reiterate that enough, that change this morning from 120 to 155 is a huge jump.
Within hours.
Within
I think
hours.
that's the part that is most shocking to us and what really caught our attention. It really strengthened significantly within such a short amount of time.
When Hurricane Andrew came on shore back in '92 and the southern parts of Miami-Dade County, obviously building codes were a lot different back in, and that was a small storm similar to Charlie. Ian is a very large storm. It has a large eye wall. So if we have winds of 155 miles per hour, let's say the storm can sustain that status here until it makes landfall, we unfortunately are going to have life-threatening winds along the coast. You have to stay home. We can't move today. You're going to have to stay with us here throughout the day, because if this storm in the next few hours between 9 and I'm saying roughly noon, we're talking about a landfall, and the way the National Hurricane Center marks landfall is the center of the eye. That hurricane force core, if we can flip over to radar, is going to come on shore long before that. So right now we're sitting at roughly 7 o'clock. We'll hear from the governor. We'll get an 8 o'clock intermediate advisory. And from that point, which is going to happen pretty quickly, you're looking at 9, 10, 11, 12, before we could possibly see a strong Category 4, might as well call it borderline Category 5, impacting the coastline in southwest Florida. And it is just kind of a sombering report that we got from the hurricane hunters. That is data direct from dropsondes. It is not an estimate. So I just want everybody that's listening here this morning to know that this is a very serious situation we're watching. A jump from 120 to 130 to 140 all the way to 155 like that is something that we hate to hear, and it's going to change some things on what we're going to see here later on this afternoon.
And Trent, you briefly just talked about the eye wall, and off camera he and I were discussing this because this is a very thick eye wall, so you have anywhere between 10 to 15 miles of an eye wall here. Then you're going to have the quiet between the eye of the storm. A lot of people like to go out, they like to try and say, I was in the eye of a storm, because it's so calm, it's deceiving. You still have another 10 to 15 miles of an eye wall that's going to cross over you again. So this is our plea to you. Is a lot of people have been asking me questions, should I leave now? I think we've reached the point where you need to stay inside, and it's too late to leave.
If for some reason you're watching us this morning and you're hearing us say this is a strong Cat 4, borderline Category 5, and you think, I got to get out of here, no, you have to stay put.